Should have went. It's better. Welcome back to my channel. I have questions about the wizarding world, and I would like some of these questions answering. If there are actual answers to these, let me know in the comments, but I couldn't find the answer to some of these, and some of these, yeah, they're questionable, and a few people have asked. I'll let you know some of the questions. A few people have asked these questions before, and yeah, some of it doesn't make sense to me. So if you want to know what my questions are, then keep on watching. And if this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello and welcome to my channel. If you would like to become a Poppet with us, please click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. But yeah, let's start these questions. Where did Voldemort's nose go? Yes, I know when he came back he wasn't fully formed, but he technically was fully formed. Just his nose. Why his nose? Why was his nose missing? It's creepy. I know he's meant to look creepy, but why his nose? Where did his nose go? Why is that the only thing that didn't form? Why? I have asked this question before, but do broomsticks need MOT or insurance? Or what is that sort of thing called in the wizarding world? Can you get speeding tickets while riding a broom? And is there speed limits for on when you're riding your broom? What does a Nargle look like? What does a boggart look like? Now, I know obviously the boggart takes form of your fear, but what does it look like before that? And they say obviously nobody knows because everybody just sees what it turns into as their fear. But I want to know what a boggart looks like. In my head, a boggart is like sort of a mixture between a Dementor and an Obscurus. You know obviously what Credence is. In my head, that's what it looks like. Maybe obviously it's just all for the imagination, whatever you want it to look like. But I'd like to know if it is actually meant to look like something. Why was Hermione able to use a time turner? Why? 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 Not even adult witches and wizards were able to use time turners. If I'm remembering correctly, they were destroyed. Why would McGonagall give Hermione a time turner just so that she could get to the lessons because she took too much on in a year? If adult witches and wizards weren't able to use time turners, why trust a child? I know Hermione is trustworthy, but there's a lot of adult witches and wizards that are trustworthy. But yet, no one was allowed to own a time turner. Plus, I know Hermione's careful, but there's always that, what if she'd lost it? What if it got into the wrong hands? I've never understood why Hermione had a time turner. I mean, yeah, it's a good job she had the time turner for Buckbeak and Sirius, but nobody knew that was going to happen. It's just, yeah, this big coincidence, which is a great coincidence, but I just don't understand why Hermione had a time turner. It just doesn't make sense why McGonagall, it was McGonagall, wasn't it, that give her a time turner. I don't get it. Why? So when Fred and George owned the Marauders map, I've always wanted to know, okay, when Harry got it in his hands, he saw Peter Pettigrew on there. Now, Fred and George didn't see Peter Pettigrew. They would have wanted to see where Ron was, and obviously he always had his pet rat with him. So why did that name never show up on the map for Fred and George? Because the map never lies. Ron used to sleep with his pet rat. Fred and George surely must have noticed it. So you have Skelligrow that regrows bones. That is an amazing potion, but yet Harry wears glasses. I mean, don't get me wrong, eyes are a bit funny. You don't want to sort of meddle with eyes and stuff, but there's that many potions and spells and everything. They can regrow bones, but they can't help Harry or Dumbledore or McGonagall with their sight. And I wondered why there wasn't something made for that. Why did Bill and Fleur's wedding happen when it did? I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, when it happened, everybody forgot for a minute. But that's the problem. Everybody forgot. Well, not forgot, but it was put at the back of their minds. And obviously, Bill and Fleur's wedding went woof at the end, sort of thing, because it was careless. And yes, they had people stood outside that tent, but with everybody together, there was going to be a mass murder. And it was just so silly to have everyone together. Yes, in Bill and Fleur's head, they probably thought, you know, we might not live, let's get married. But it was just careless. This whole big wedding was careless, in my opinion. And I really don't understand why Bill and Fleur's wedding happened when it did. Why couldn't they have just got married somewhere, and then when everything's blown over, if it did and they survived, then arrange a party? I know that would mean when everything's blown over, there will be some people that can't attend because they've died. But still, that it just, I don't get it. The whole thing was just careless. Why? Why is the Whomping Willow so aggressive? I mean, does it have issues? Was it neglected as a sapling? Or did it suffer some sort of trauma growing up? It's just so aggressive. Why was Harry left with the Dursleys? I mean, that night, McGonagall said to Dumbledore that she'd been watching these guys for weeks. And she said they're horrible. And Dumbledore says, you know, he'll be safe away from all that. But it's like Gringotts and Hogwarts were like the safest places to hide things. Surely he could have been hidden somewhere and looked after properly, because he had a really bad childhood, bless him. And it kind of bothers me that they knew how bad the Dursleys were, but they left him with them. My last question for now is, why did Harry get away with so much? I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes he broke lots of rules and saved people's lives, his own, the school and everything. Okay, I get that. I get being let off for that. But I mean, the silly things in the first years, like when obviously Madam Hooch had to take Neville off to the hospital wing and he got on his broom. And I just think, why did you get on your broom? She said no, and he's just very, very, very bad. And he didn't get punished for that at all. There were strict instructions and he didn't get punished at all. He was given seeker place in the Quidditch team, which is awesome. And obviously I get the excitement, and I'm not saying that shouldn't have happened, but he still should have been punished in some way. Oh, I sound awful, don't I? But he should have been, if any other student had done that. I mean, Malfoy got away with it as well, but it was Harry that got caught. I just don't get why there was no punishment for that. It doesn't make sense. And they were so young when they chased that troll into the dungeon. I know Harry and Ron went after Hermione, and obviously the troll was in there and it got a bit messy, but Hermione got points taken off her, and Harry and Ron were delivered points. Yes, I get why they were delivered the points, I do. But there should have been punishment if any other student had gone after that. It's not even that, it's the fact that they were told to go to their dormitories and they didn't. Like I said, Ron and Harry were brave and they were a good friend to Hermione and went to find her. But I just think it was another stupid and reckless thing. They should have not, I don't know, they should have ran. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense that they didn't get punished for it. Okay, so they are some questions, just some questions that I have for the Wizarding World. There are a few more questions I have, but I don't know how long this video is going to be. Plus, yeah, it could be another future video, but I do have some more questions, but I do need to add to the list as well. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think to my questions, if you know any of the answers to my questions. I did try and look some of them up to see if I could find out, but I couldn't. I don't know why. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye, Poppets.